Tom Holland, the rise and biography of the Spider-Man star. Thomas Stanley Holland was born on June 1, 1996, in Kingston-upon-Thames, a suburb of southwest London. He grew up in a deeply creative household. His mother, Nicola Elizabeth Frost, is a photographer, and his father, Dominic Holland, is a stand-up comedian and author. Tom is the eldest of 4 boys. His younger brothers are twins Sam and Harry, and the youngest, Patrick, and his paternal grandparents trace back to the Isle of Man in Ireland. He attended Donhead Preparatory School, then Wimbledon College after passing his 11+ exam, and later enrolled at the prestigious Brit School for Performing Arts and Technology in Croydon in 2012, the same institution that produced Adele and Amy Winehouse. Tom's path into performing was almost accidental. At age 9, he started taking hip-hop dance classes at the Nifty Feet Dance School in Wimbledon purely for fun. In 2006, his class performed at the Richmond Dance Festival, where choreographer Lynn Page, an associate to Peter Darling, choreographer of Billy Elliot, spotted him. She was so impressed that she pushed him to audition for Billy Elliot the Musical on London's West End. With zero formal training in ballet or drama, Tom initially failed to impress most of the evaluators, but Billy Elliot director Stephen Daldry saw something special in his natural stage presence. After 2 grueling years of ballet training, Tom made his West End debut on June 28, 2008, as Michael, Billy's best friend. By September 8, 2008, he had taken over the lead role of Billy Elliot, which he played until May 2010. His performances earned rave reviews for his acrobatic ability and emotional depth. This stage experience would prove crucial later. His dancing and gymnastics background became a key reason he was cast as Spider-Man. Tom's film debut came in 2012 with J. Bayona's The Impossible, a harrowing drama about a family caught in the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami while vacationing in Thailand. He played Lucas, the eldest son trying to help his injured mother, Naomi Watts, and locate his father, Ewan McGregor. The filming was physically brutal, shot in a 35,000-gallon water tank, but the performance won him critical acclaim and a Goya Award nomination for Best New Actor. Tom has said that after working with Naomi Watts in that tank, he decided he wanted to seriously pursue film acting. He followed this with How I Live Now, 2013, opposite Saoirse Ronan. Locke, 2013. Wolf Hall, 2015. The BBC miniseries where he played Gregory Cromwell. In the Heart of the Sea, 2015. Ron Howard's film about the sinking of the whaling ship Essex, where he starred alongside Chris Hemsworth and lost significant weight, consuming only 500 to 1,000 calories a day. This is where Tom's life changed forever. In June 2015, Marvel and Sony announced they were recasting Spider-Man for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tom, a lifelong fan who owned 30 Spider-Man costumes and bedsheet covers, auditioned against over 1,500 teenagers worldwide, including Asa Butterfield, Charlie Rowe, Timothée Chalamet, and Charlie Plummer. The process was grueling and opaque. 7 months of auditioning. 6 to 8 auditions total. 5 self-tapes. A screen test opposite Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. A final screen test performing a fight scene with Chris Evans, popularly known as Captain America. Marvel's casting head Sarah Halley Finn saw his audition and immediately told directors Joe and Anthony Russo, "This is the guy. You're going to love him." Producers Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal were already impressed by his work in The Impossible and In the Heart of the Sea, but the Russo brothers were sold by his dancing and gymnastics background. During his audition, he did a backflip and a back handspring. Stan Lee himself approved, saying Holland was the exact age and height he envisioned when creating Spider-Man. The most famous part of the story? Tom found out he got the role from an Instagram post. After months of silence, he checked Marvel's Instagram and saw the announcement. "We would like to introduce our new Spider-Man, Tom Holland." He flipped his laptop in the air in excitement. It fell off his bed, and his dog went nuts. His brother Harry, paranoid due to the recent Sony hack, insisted it wasn't real. Then the studio called. Even after filming Civil War, Tom was convinced Marvel was going to fire him. From the moment of shooting Civil War to Spider-Man: Homecoming, I was convinced they were going to fire me. It was awful, but they didn't, obviously. Tom made his debut as Peter Parker in Captain America: Civil War, 2016, stealing scenes with his boyish charm and quippy energy. At 18 years old, he became the youngest actor to play a title role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe when Spider-Man: Homecoming released in 2017, a Guinness World Record. His Spider-Man journey went from Captain America: Civil War, 2016, his debut, into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man: Homecoming, 2017, solo debut, grossed $800 million plus. Avengers: Infinity War, 2018. Avengers: Endgame, 2019. Spider-Man: Far From Home, 2019. Spider-Man: No Way Home, 2021. The highest-grossing film of 2021, sixth highest-grossing of all time, and the highest-rated Spider-Man film on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. A viral moment cemented his pop culture status: his 2017 lip-sync battle performance of Rihanna's Umbrella, which began as a Gene Kelly-style sing-in in the rain routine before a dramatic costume change into fishnet stockings and a halter top. Tom later joked, "I get more compliments on the lip-sync battle than I do for any of my actual work." While playing Spider-Man, Tom actively sought roles that showed his range. The Lost City of Z, 2016, adventure biopic with Charlie Hunnam. The Devil All the Time, 2020, dark crime thriller with Robert Pattinson and Jake Gyllenhaal. Cherry, 2021, a gritty drama where he played an army medic with PTSD who becomes a bank robber. He lost 30 pounds and shaved his head. Chaos Walking, 2021. Uncharted, 2022, action blockbuster opposite Mark Wahlberg, which he also co-produced. The Crowded Room, 2023, Apple TV Plus psychological thriller limited series. Romeo and Juliet, 2024, returned to the West End stage as Romeo in Jamie Lloyd's revival. He also voiced characters in animated films like Spies in Disguise, 2019, and Pixar's Onward, 2020. Zendaya. Tom and Zendaya met on the set of Spider-Man: Homecoming in 2016. They kept their relationship private for years, only indirectly confirming it in July 2021 when photographed kissing. By 2026, they are engaged or possibly married, depending on whom you ask. Zendaya's longtime stylist Law Roach has hinted at marriage, though Tom was not wearing a ring at a recent public event. They remain one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Sobriety and BERO. In 2022, Tom did a dry January challenge that turned into a permanent lifestyle change. He realized he had an alcohol problem. When he stopped drinking, he still craved it regularly, which was a red flag. On Jay Shetty's podcast, he described that first dry month as tougher than expected and a wake-up call. This journey inspired him to launch BERO in October 2024, a non-alcoholic beer and lifestyle brand. BERO has since expanded into shandies, inspired by both his mother and Zendaya, who has never been a drinker, partnered with Aston Martin as their official alcohol-free beer partner, and is stocked in Target, Total Wine, Sprouts, and more. Tom is deeply hands-on, wanting BERO to stand on its own beyond his celebrity. Tom has been open about living with ADHD and the pressures of fame. He's spoken about how sobriety helped his mental clarity and professional life. Drinking was something that was ultimately really getting in the way of my professional life. Since getting rid of the booze and feeling more like myself and waking up clear-headed every day and fresh to start the day, I just feel so much more confident in myself as who I am as a person. His parents founded the Brothers Trust, a charitable organization that uses his platform to raise funds for humanitarian causes focused on health, education, and social issues. 2026 is shaping up to be a watershed moment for Tom Holland. He has 3 massive projects hitting theaters, and he's evolved from actor to producer and entrepreneur. The Odyssey, July 17, 2026. Tom stars as Telemachus, son of Odysseus, in Christopher Nolan's epic adaptation of Homer's Odyssey. The cast includes Matt Damon as Odysseus, Zendaya as Athena, and Jon Bernthal. Tom has called it the best experience of my career up to that point and said, I couldn't have asked for a better job. I came to work every day with a real sense of purpose and a point to prove. The production was so important to him that he had an uncomfortable conversation with Sony Pictures boss Tom Rothman to delay Spider-Man. Brand new day, so he could do it. Sony agreed, partly because Nolan has a reputation for finishing on time, and indeed, the Odyssey wrapped 9 days early. Tom believes this delay almost saved Spider-Man, because it gave them time to hire Destin Daniel Cretton, Shang-Chi, as director and develop the script properly. Spider-Man, brand new day, July 31st, 2026. Just 2 weeks after the Odyssey, Tom returns as Peter Parker in the 4th Spider-Man film. He's been actively researching fan desires online and pushing producers in pitch meetings, joking they were absolutely sick of him. He believes they've made the best version of any Spider-Man movie going. Notably, while filming in September 2025, Tom was briefly hospitalized after sustaining a concussion, causing a temporary production pause. Avengers: Doomsday, May 2026. Tom also appears in the next Avengers ensemble film, making summer 2026 a triple header for him. In 2024, Tom launched his own production company, Billy 17, a nod to his Billy Elliot roots, and signed a deal with Sony Pictures. This marks his shift into producing and shaping projects from behind the camera. Tom has hinted that 2027 may bring a break from acting after this intense run. He's uncertain about his Spider-Man future beyond Brand New Day, telling LA Bible, "In terms of my future in the character beyond this film, I don't know the answer to that." But he's clear about his broader ambitions. He wants to direct feature films in his 40s, continue building BERO into a brand that outlasts his celebrity, and focus on prestige-driven cinema rather than just blockbuster franchises. He's also expressed interest in a Fred Astaire biopic and a World War II true story film as upcoming projects. As he told GQ, "It feels like the beginning of the next chapter of my life. I really feel like a young man now. I have so much amazing stuff happening in my personal life to take me through to the rest of my life, and I feel like I have a new perspective on where I want to exist in Hollywood." From a 9-year-old kid in a Wimbledon hip-hop class to a West End Billy Elliot, to a tsunami survivor in The Impossible, to the youngest Spider-Man ever, to a Christopher Nolan leading man, to a sober entrepreneur building a lifestyle brand, Tom Holland's trajectory is remarkable not just for its success, but for its intentionality. He's actively shed the just a superhero actor label, taken control of his productions, spoken openly about his mental health and sobriety, and build a life with Zendaya that stays relatively grounded despite the chaos of global fame. At 29 years old, he's already accomplished what most actors dream of in a lifetime, and from all indications, he's just getting started. If you love this biography, comment high figure.